moving on to the next piece of news. So, the Isle of Quel'Danas came out Tuesday before the Sunwell raid. Lots of us didn't know how this was going to work. They said that they were going to come out and still have it open up progressively. I seem to remember back in the day that like you would fill up like to 100% on each stage, and it would swap over on server day, like on like server restart day, and then you'd go the next week and try and get the next piece. But our server Benediction had phase 1 completed in like before prime time almost. Like, how was your guys' experience with the whole Isle? I know Ale plays on 2 servers too.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, our server, the main server I play on for Lena, has been cranking it out pretty quickly. Like, I noticed the portal was up yesterday, which was nice. So you don't have to fly, long distance. And I haven't really done much of the quests yet, but I've done a ton of the dungeons. So
okay, Rugsz?
How is Farolina compared to Benediction? Do you know? Or have you?
They're about the same. I think Benediction might have been a little bit ahead, maybe 5%, as far as unlocking the next areas on the Isle, but they were very close.
You're a dirty horde on Farolina, right?
Well, I mean, I have showered recently, so
What's wrong with Horde, Mel?
only slightly unclean.
Okay, all right. But you like cleanse yourself by having an alliance on Benediction.
Yeah, well, that and baths in the Sunwell.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're hygienic.
Oh, Rugsz, have you done any of the quests or anything? And you're on Benediction with us too, so you've seen we're in phase 3 now. Like we got that last night.
We're so close to getting the badge vendor. We have all the other vendors, but we don't have the new badges.
And the stones, the jewels, gems.
Yes, yeah, access to gems. But yeah, we have been absolutely killing it, and it's great. I've been doing all the quests. I do it on all my max level characters. I'm doing my part by going into some streamers and going into their Twitch chats, and in their Twitch chats saying, do your dailies. Don't forget to do your dailies. Do it on all your characters.
I should do that too.
I'm doing my part.
Yeah, I've been doing it on 3 characters. I for sure get it done on 2, and then the third one I try to, but there's more and more quests now. It's actually, the Isle is turning into a great time because now with 3 phases open, you can kind of do a circle and really, like we did, me and one other person did 2 of our characters before the show, 25 minutes, and then we did the next 2 characters in 30 minutes, like the entire island. And we've been doing the other ones too, but the more that open up on the island, like the faster it's going to be just to really knock out some extra gold. And you get a ton of greens. Like the drops there are crazy. Like you get tons of cloth. Like I feel like it's going to drive prices down on things.
Failing our community in this aspect.
Yep. You are. Yeah, you haven't done any yet.
I have not done anything. I have solely relied on other people to complete these tasks. And I'm sorry, kind of. But yeah, I just have not had time to go do these new things. And Bob keeps telling me about all his adventures. So I feel like I live vicariously through him, and I kind of, in a way, have done them. You know?
Can we just appreciate for a moment how wonderful this patch is?
It is. It's great.
It genuinely gives us a lot. It gives us so much content. New raid, new dungeon, new zone, new reputation, all these fun dailies, and just the island itself. It's like a great patch, and kind of paves the way for like what new patches should be in WoW. It's a great one, and a really iconic one, hilariously enough, because it's the last patch of TBC. Like you've already killed Illidan, like the box villain. So it's just kind of awesome. I'm pumped about it.
Yeah,
I think it really says a lot as to how they can maintain interest in the last phase of an expansion, right? Because like we talked about earlier, we really, it's a struggle to know that like everything you do in this phase is going to be kind of overridden by 5 levels you get into Wrath, right? But I think this does a great job of allowing there to be enough content and enough like things to do that it keeps you occupied and it keeps you thinking about this phase and it keeps you understanding that like this is fun and all of this. And I love that, even though I haven't contributed.
Yeah, and the progressive like effort to get all the contributions of the quest done so that you get further into the phase of the new phase is just kind of great. Like that kind of time gating is fun and good. And then the time gating where Blizzard actually like holds back certain bosses on the new raid, it's just completely different. I feel like this kind of like genuine time gating of things that don't impact your gameplay is just a great early decision by the devs. It's awesome.
It's been really cool because I'll get up in the morning, check this like guild Discord as I'm logging in to see if anybody's talked about we opened up the next phase. Like it's been really exciting to like, the only thing I fear is that with it not being gated with like, server changeover, like it might die off really fast, but like it's been extremely exciting because I was going to go to bed last night. But we got done with raid. I watched some shows with Mel and then I got back on and saw that we'd opened up phase 3 and I was like, well, I've got to see how these quests work before everybody wakes up. So I must stay up.
And you don't have to twist Bob's arm to stay
Yeah,
up.
I was up
and
till
say
6
something,
a.m.
like,
doing it on all my characters.
God.
I love you, Bob. Thank you. Benediction thanks you for your efforts.
Oh my God. But can we
Hilarious.
talk about the fact that we have I'm sorry, Ale, I'm going to let you talk because I can't see you, which I'm going to blame that on the fact that I don't let you talk.
No, go ahead. I haven't really done much of the quests, just more so the dungeons. So, yeah, no, I'm good. That's why I haven't hopped in yet.
Dude, the quests are
Okay,
so good,
alright.
dude. They're just fast and snappy. Like, I don't know, man. There's something about it that feels good, and it's not too much, like which comes later in the
Okay, but I
history
heard
of
you
Warcraft.
talking today while I'm working on my other real life job, that it's so much easier with multiple people. But I think that's because
Because
you can get the
it's-
tag and there's so many people there.
Yeah, there's so many people there.
My question is how do you think, like, we love the time gating because we're on Benediction or Farolina, right? And we're going to get these things time gated open, right? How do you feel that the other part of the population who's on maybe decent side servers or smaller servers, how do you think they feel about this time
Oh, that's a
gating?
good point. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm curious to like what the smaller servers have done as far as progression.
Are any of them left even? Like, I guess there are some, but like most servers are pretty large. But I mean, they still just have like the first part of the quests. Like, I mean, they have some, right?
I don't
As
know how
it-
it time gates. Does it like do
Yeah.
a percentage or is it like you have to do a frequency, like a
We don't
actual
know.
number amount?
Yeah, we don't
Right.
know.
So
I don't
maybe
know.
it's percentage based. Like, no, that can't be right.
I don't think it is. I don't think it's percentage based, but it could be. I mean, get out your tinfoil hats.
I think Blizzard will probably quickly implement things just like they're doing in Season of Mastery for the Gates of Encourage, where they'll just start adding percentage. Like, hopefully they're monitoring that and helping out the lower pop servers. But I thought you were going in a different spot, like Grobulus. The one thing we were definitely missing from the Isle of Quel'Danas that we had back in the day was the PvP fights. I mean, we would take control back and forth constantly through it, and it was a blast. Yes, it took a little bit longer to do your quests, but people, you'd fight a little bit, and then people would be like, all right, you've taken me twice, I've taken you twice, let's just get this done. And then, it's a really neat situation that we don't have on Benediction, and that part is kind of a bummer, but
You say it's a bummer until
I did it back in the day and I loved it.
yeah, I know. But back in the day, again, we were on
Yeah,
much smaller servers.
I would have liked it on a 3,500 total server than a 30,000 to 30,000 server. That would have been like, just thinking about the lag the first day, like the lag was nuts. I would loot and it would take like 5 seconds for it to go through the process to loot. So,
Right. I just feel like this is Blizzard like promoting mega servers in a way, right? Because they're time gating things that require people on the server to do things. And instead of trying to get populations to like expand,
yeah, we're not
across
getting
different
into
servers,
that
I'm just
conversation
saying,
though.
like, this definitely is in that realm. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, so that's the quest. Ale, you've done a bunch of the dungeons. I've only done normal. I've done it multiple times to try and like kind of cheese rep fast. And normal's pretty easy, but it sounds like you've been doing heroic.
Yep, I've been knocking off one heroic on both my paladin and warrior every day. There's an incredible melee trinket in there. Rugsz' Feral, I'm sure he knows. I think it's pretty good for bears and kitties too. Has expertise on it, so all the physical damage characters are in there, going hard on that, trying to get it. So yeah, it's a little bit more difficult than the normal, but I wouldn't even say it's the hardest heroic in the game still. So
Oh, really?
yeah, it's not bad. If people have troubles, it's usually with the third boss, the PvP fight. But yeah, I think it's pretty easy. But all my characters are pretty well geared as well, so it's tough to say.
Yeah, I've been bad.
That one boss in that dungeon though, the PvP fight, it's just kind of surprisingly hard if your group is not ready for it or if you don't have a good comp for it. I definitely made the mistake by just doing a random pug group, and we didn't think about the comp at all. I think people were trying to like res the trinkets and all those things, and it was not great. We wiped like 2 or 3 times to that boss.
Okay, maybe you guys could explain it to me. Okay, the PvP, like I've done it on normal, but we just face roll and just like move through. Like we accidentally pull, like there's one boss that like we were doing it, we just accidentally pulled all the trash every time we did the boss, and like we still were able to kill it. But like,
Bob,
what's the PvP boss?
Which boss was that?
It was
Which one did you pull the trash with?
Oh, it was in the room, like with a bunch of pillars, mages and stuff in the corners.
Okay, so that's actually the boss. The trash doesn't pull with it. The boss is like 6 things.
Oh,
That's what we're calling the PvP fight.
okay. I just thought we pulled all the stuff, and I was like, all right, we'll just kill it. Like,
yeah,
I was like,
so,
cleave.
and it's based on like all the different classes and like an arena team basically. So there'll be the the demon in the middle. She's a priest healer, and then it can be any of the classes as the other characters, and they all it's kind of interesting because they actually have PvP trinkets, so they can break out a CC and healing potions. They can all like heal themselves a bit and use like a trinket to get out of CCs. And then they don't have like a really set aggro table. I think Rugsz probably knows better than me, but like it either resets every little while or it's just like it's very chaotic. So, and it seems like specifically there's targeting for certain things where like the rogue will like always go for your healer, and maybe that's just like it's just chance that's happened to me. But in the groups that I've been in against the rogue, it just goes straight for the healer and just stays on the healer the whole time. It's pretty funny.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it works though, because there definitely is some type of aggro table on those mobs. They all have something where you can hold them, not just from a taunt, but a taunt will for sure get them on you. And then, yeah, they just kind of drop aggro. Like they just have something in their scripting where they're just going to like start PvPing on you and ignore you.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I definitely need to get her heroic in. I've just been running a lot of like ZGs and Karas to get badges, so definitely need to get on that.
There's definitely a cool trinket for warlocks in there that you should pick up. It's better for
Affy. Yeah.
affliction, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Affy, so I'll definitely want that, but I also want the trinket on both my rogue and my warrior too. So
Right. Yep.
I'm playing too many characters, but